it's Zeke again, and this week is Name Week, so I'm going to be talking about how I got my name and how you can work on choosing your name if you're in that process. This very cute person next to me is Carly, and she is my girlfriend. She is here because she was the one who suggested the name that I ended up going with.
Yeah, I did suggest that.
So, let's get rolling, I guess. So I'm going to start with how I came out. I came out to Carly and one of our other friends by sending a text message at 2 o'clock in the morning that said, "Would you guys mind calling me by he, him pronouns? Thanks."
And obviously it was totally cool with us. I mean, once we woke up.
Yeah. So that was how I came out. And the day after that, we went to lunch with a friend of a friend. And this was my first time meeting him, and we were all talking, and everybody was using he, him pronouns for me. And he, like, right as he's about to leave, he leans over and he's like, "Sorry, I don't think I caught your name. What was it again?" And I had to introduce myself by my birth name, which is incredibly feminine. And it just felt weird and wrong using that name for myself when I was finally out. So that was when I really decided that it was time for me to find a new name. So yeah, we're going to read off a list of names that I had for myself. This isn't the full list. If you want to know the full list, ask me.
It's extensive.
So Carly's going to read off the funny names because we just wanted to make that more of a fun process than we have to sit down and pound this out sort of thing. So Carly's reading the funny names, I'll be reading the serious names. Zeke.
Legend.
Balthazar.
Lucifer.
Gabriel.
William Carlos Williams.
Sebastian.
Ronald III.
Simon.
Yeah, that's my last name. That would have been weird.
Yeah.
Zeppelin.
Gavin.
Moss.
Liam.
Anime Jesus.
Owen.
Sassy.
Kurt.
Destio.
Donovan.
Slayer Metallica.
Cecil.
Pigeon Falcon.
Scott.
Onion Ring.
Wyatt.
Grub.
Kelvin. Not Kevin, Kelvin.
Kevin's my dad's name. That would also be weird.
And then from there, the serious name list was narrowing down after quite a while of other names. So from there, I made 3 names that were first name and middle name, and picked from those. And those were Ezekiel Wyatt, Liam Scott, and Scott Owen.
Don't like Scott.
Yeah, I know you don't like the name Scott. But yeah, so I ended up with Ezekiel Wyatt, and that's basically how I chose my name.
It's a good name.
We just made a giant list, and we're like, okay, which ones are good, which ones aren't. So, but other ways to choose names or find names, baby name websites are always a good idea. I mean, just go on those and look. You'll find something, I guarantee. Another thing is to think about cultural names. Like, if you have a strong heritage of some kind, think about names that play off of that heritage.
And names that mean something in, like, native language or just...
Yeah.
Things associated with that.
Yeah. Another thing is, if you're looking for a gender-neutral name, nature names are generally really good.
Like Moss.
Yeah. It wasn't the right decision for me, but if somebody else likes that name, that's totally valid.
It was on a baby name website.
Yeah, it wasn't just like Pigeon Falcon, which we made up while we were sitting on Tumblr looking for other ideas for names.
How did we find Pigeon Falcon? I don't know.
There was a drawing of a falcon in like a military uniform, and you were just like, Pigeon Falcon. I don't know, she's strange.
I don't remember that.
I do.
Okay.
Yeah, but anyway, so yeah, nature names are good.
Celebrity names can be good too if that's something you're into, if you have a celebrity you look up to, and you may have the same last name as that celebrity. For example, my name's Carly Simon. I didn't pick that name, my parents did. It was an accident. Carly Simon is a singer from the 1970s. People seem to not know that as much lately. Look up You're So Vain, it's a good song. But
probably think this song is about you.
You're really funny. if you pick a name like that, it may call a lot of attention to you, and if that's not something you want, you might want to stay away from that. Because I know, since I was like 5 years old, people have been like, did you know that there's a singer? Yes, I know. I know there's a singer named Carly
Or
Simon.
pizza guys being like, is that your real name?
Yes, it's my real name. But if
I mean, if you're trans, you get that often enough anyway. So.
Yeah, that's rough. You don't... Generally, you probably don't want people asking you that, because...
Yeah. So things to consider.
Fictional character names are good, too. If I wanted a more masculine name, personally, one of my favorites is Dean, because Dean Winchester. Also, it's just a nice name.
Yes.
But taking consideration, family and friends would probably be like,
yeah,
you want to name yourself that? Okay. But
your family and
they'll
friends
get
would
over
give
it.
a shit about it.
They'll get over it.
Yeah.
Just a thing to think about.
Another thing is family names. Like, if your family has a tradition of having a certain name in it, like...
Elizabeth.
Yeah.
In my family.
Or, like, in my family, the oldest daughter is always named Paula, and then a middle name that starts with an L. So, that's an idea. Another thing, playing off of family names, is if you're on good terms with your parents, asking them, hey, if I were assigned a different gender, what would you have named me? Like, that could be a really good way of choosing a name, and, like, keeping that relationship with your parents through transition. Yeah, so that's a good option for some people. Now that you've got an idea of how to make a list of names for yourself, how do you, like, narrow that list down?
It's a good idea to, like, pay attention to how your name flows with your middle and last name, or if you want to change your middle and last name too, go for it. But, like, pay attention to, like, syllables and, like, say it out loud, and have people say it out loud to you, and see how comfortable you are with that.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, of course the first name you pick doesn't always have to stick and be the one you stay with. You can change it as many times as you want.
Yeah. Another thing to think about is initials. If you want your initials to spell out something, then you can do that. If you don't want your initials to spell out something, make sure you check what they are.
Yeah, if your last name's Simon, like mine, and you want to name yourself Ashley Simpson, first and middle name, you gotta be a little careful about that.
Yeah.
If you want to spell ass, that's cool, but if you don't,
yeah,
that would be a little shocking when you discover it.
Yeah. Another thing is you can just, like, another thing that I've seen on the internet that's pretty cool is, like, try just going on, like, chat forums and things and using different names and testing them out that way if you aren't comfortable testing it out with family and friends.
Yeah.
That's also another good way to try out pronouns, by the way, on a side note.
Cool.
Yeah. Because nobody knows what you look like and nobody can just make assumptions. So that's great. Yeah. Also, if you want to keep your birth name, that's totally valid, and that's an experience that a lot of people can have. And that's, yeah, you do that.
Like, I identify as androgynous, and as much as, like, other names are cool, and I like other names, but I'm still really comfortable with my birth name. I like that name. It's not, what people would consider androgynous. It's not technically a gender-neutral name, but I like it. It's me, and I'm cool with it.
Names aren't inherently gendered.
It's just...
They can bring the idea of gender into people's heads when you say them.
Because social stuff.
Because, social.
Gender roles.
Yeah.
Less gender roles, more pizza rolls.
Yes. Alright, so that's basically the gist of how to figure out a name. And then once you have that figured out and you're, like, set, this is the name I want, look up the name change laws in the country or state that you're living in, or province, or whatever divisions of your country are called.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess that's the summary. Another thing is just transitioning is about you feeling more comfortable as a person. So whatever you need to do to feel comfortable is totally valid and good for you. And yeah, so I guess I'll see you next week. I
might see you at some point.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, you might also see some other faces that I'm around a lot.
We've got neighbors.
Yeah. Alright, so bye.